This week on Pinball Party, let's talk about the Jersey Jack new flipper feel, the Princess Bride announcement from Multimorphic Pinball, a little bit about Jaws, and the 4 upcoming rumored games from Stern Pinball: Metallica, John Wick, Pokemon, X-Men 97. Let's go.
Figure it out.
What's the deal with airplane peanuts? Welcome to the Pinball Party podcast. This is Jason. Let's talk about pinball. I mentioned a couple weeks ago, or questioned, what is the deal with airplane peanuts? No, the flipper boards in JJP games. How do they feel? What are they like? Feedback me. For those unaware, classic Jersey Jack pinball games, according to a lot of people and myself, have the flipper power leaves some to be desired. A little mushy, not super powerful, not snappy as some might say. And then with Godfather, and in turn Elton John, that problem has been resolved, apparently. I've played Godfather. I have yet to play Elton John, but I very much want to. I can say from experience with the new flipper board design, whatever it may be, that they feel much better, where you're not thinking about it as an issue. And that, I think, is the most important point of all of these things. Controls in games. Video games, very much as well. Pinball, of course, is what we're talking about here. But if the control to the game you're playing is of non-issue, then you can play the game and you're not thinking about it. That's what makes it great. You know, a fantastic basketball player or football player or basketball player, when you're to the point where you just don't have to really think about an injury or how your arm is moving, how your feet are moving, how, you know, in those ways, the controls of that game, you can enjoy it as it should be. Jersey Jack's older games, I had that as a barrier to myself, especially Hobbit, where I love the theme. The cinematics are fantastic. All of it, Jersey Jack, great. But when it starts to just feel like, what, this doesn't even control right. I can't even do the things I want to do, or it just feels sluggish, similar to the first couple Chicago Gaming Company remakes. I felt there was a little bit of a lag in the flipper. And not even like, there is. Attack from Mars, Medieval Madness, specifically. You can really notice a difference in the flipper feel, where they don't even feel like the original game. It feels like, you know, an emulated, because they are, game. For those playing Super Mario Bros. 3 on original hardware on a CRT tube television, it feels snappy, as intended. You're not thinking about it. Just feels great. You go back and play that same game on like the NES Classic, which is an emulated box with HDMI with a really tiny controller cord length for like squirrels or something. It's like a foot long. Whatever. You can feel it. Mario doesn't feel that great. Ninja Gaiden does not feel that great. That game needs precise controls. One of the reasons why Sterns are lauded as some of the best out there, aside from that they are, one of the biggest things is they just feel great. Their flippers are powerful. They're exactly what you want. You're never thinking about it. JJP thinking about it. Okay, so here we are. Godfather feels great. Elton John, from everyone who says everything about it, feels great. So they say, Jersey Jack say, let's fix this for everyone. Let's make it available, an IO board for everyone to fix, for lack of a better phrase, their old games, or bring them up to snuff control-wise. You can buy this on the Jersey Jack store.jerseyjackpinball.com. Looking at I think this is specifically for the Dialed In, the Hobbit, and the Pirates. $399 US, $400 for this board. For me, if it really solves that, the price is, who cares? I mean, I care to a certain extent, but $400 to fix the main problem for me in most, if not all, Jersey Jack games, aside from maybe too much multi-ball sometimes, count me in. So I asked for some feedback because I have not been able to try this because, 1, I do not own any Jersey Jack games. 2, the local ones are not going to be like, yeah, sure, gut our machine and put in this aftermarket board dude, just some random guy. So, I posted a question on Patreon, patreon.com/pinballparty. If you want to hear some deep dives, we did, as a side note, we did Jurassic Park and Deadpool, and we got Turtles coming up. People are loving it. I'm loving it. It's a great time. We go deep dive into games specifically, and we talk about the history, our reviews of it, the ratings, the reception. It's awesome. It's awesome stuff. But sign up to Pinball Party Patreon for access to that. But I posted a question in there asking about what games people have been playing recently, what they like about it, what they wish is better, really just for the sake of conversation. But that I.O. board conversation came up. Andrew mentioned that what he recently had been playing was, and I'll quote here, Wonka with the new I.O. board. The game has greatly improved just with that change. Very approachable game, but has reasonably deep rules. I keep finding new minor modes. Backbox animations are fantastic. What I don't like, been using the same beta code since 2022. JJP needs to release final production version. Some modes can get repetitive. So that was in context of, aside from asking for the board feedback on the flipper, the I.O. board is for the flippers. What did you like and not like about the recently game you played? So there's a little more information in there. But he has said it has greatly improved with just that change. So there's a noticeable difference, I would take that as. Someone else mentioned, William, dialed in. I just put the new I.O. board in, and the flippers have real snap now, so that's what I like about it. Wish it was better. Wish I could find a better topper for it, although the one I got from Mezzle Mod is perfectly fine. So I got 2 for 2 for people feedback, at least for my little sample size, which is, I wasn't trying to search out there. There's plenty on Pinside about the feedback on this. I haven't read a lot on it. I shouldn't say that. I have. But when I looked on Pinside for the feedback on the I.O. board, there's a mix of a couple people saying it's great, and then a bunch of people like, oh, I can do it better. I can do it like this, and the resistors, and I'll change this board. And it just gets into this modding community where, like, more power to you. I'm just, for this type of thing, I just want to buy it from the company and just plug it in the way it's intended. You probably could mod it to be identical, and that's fine. That's just not my cup of tea. I'm a tinkerer, but certain things I just don't foray into tinkering, and this is one of them. So 2 for 2. The I.O./flipper board to improve Jersey Jack pinball feel on the flippers to make it more snappy is a success. And it makes sense because I noticed it when playing Godfather, and everyone else is noticing it with Elton John. So I think and hope that that is just a thing of the past. And it always being, aside from price, a major differentiating point between Stern and JJP, kudos. That is something you should do, and you did it. And yeah, leveling the playing field, pun, whatever. Awesome. Can't wait to try it. Can't wait to try fucking Elton John. God damn it. I just want to play the game without driving 3 hours to do it. So if any of you fantastic listeners want to just toss a Elton John in the mail, I will not pay for it or shipping. That is about the only choice I have right now until I make it to Minneapolis, and I've been busy. I'll get there. While Jersey Jack may be the king of new and improved flipper feel and second to none game quality from a spectacle standpoint and theme standpoint, wink wink, coming up, save your money for a Jersey Jack pinball game. Save your money. There's another theme that just got announced by Multimorphic Pinball, The Princess Bride, about a farm boy and a guy with many fingers, from what I'm told. Many fingers and a farm boy. So, okay, that could be a very different game. If it was the pinball party version of farm boy and a multi-fingered man, it'd be a very different setting. It'd be gross. It'd be, frankly, just fucking disgusting. But I'd play it. Princess Bride by Multimorphic Pinball. I am a fan of the movie. I remember watching it as a child. And when did it come out? Princess Bride release date. You like this? You like staying here for typing on a computer? October 9th, 1987. So I was 5 years old. I remember seeing it. It's an earlier memory. I would say 7. I remember seeing it at a friend's house. And that age, you're not picking up on all the dry humor, but enough. And I liked it a lot. And it was funny. It had Andre the Giant, and at that time, that dude was badass as shit in the WWF. And it's an adventure movie. It's comedic. It's like the Never-Ending Story, but weird. It's like the Lord of the Rings, but fucking weird in so many ways. If you haven't seen the movie, it's does it hold up? I'm not sure if it holds up if you've never seen it, but it's akin to like the Labyrinth. Less. I think divisive is not the word. Like Labyrinth isn't like a divisive, like it's woke divisive. It's just like it's a little. Princess Bride, it being old and corny and cheesy, fits it very well. So the theme is great. For a pinball machine, is the theme great? I don't know. We'll see what happens with sales. It kind of came out of left field to me of someone wanting to make a game on Princess Bride, but I guess it fits. If our age is the target market, I'm 41. We have the nostalgia for the stuff, pinball, and the money to buy it. I guess it fits. I have wanted a multimorphic machine for a long time because it fits my habits of pinball very well, where I like to dig into a game, play the snot out of it, and trade it, sell it, move it on quickly. And this lends itself, it was purpose built for that. I don't have one. I haven't played one. They're tough to deal with on the secondary market because of all those reasons, because they're interchangeable, because sometimes you want to sell it or buy it as a package and you just want, it's strange. I have not had the chance to play it. I've heard, going back to the flipper feel, that sometimes people do not like the flipper feel. I can't comment on that. I want a reason to play this. Weird Al Yankovic was not the theme to really get me to pay attention. Final Resistance probably more so, but really some of the smaller games actually are what do it on that system, Multimorphic P3. Princess Bride, though, it is a feel-good, like a pepperoni pizza, like 4 slices of a pepperoni pizza where you're like, all right, I shouldn't eat more. I will. I shouldn't because I'm just comfy. That's how Princess Bride for a theme makes me feel. Like I feel at home, and it also has that kind of warm, light feeling, light, like incandescent warm. I mean, that I really gravitate towards Lord of the Rings, Jurassic Park, some of that lighting. And Iron Maiden, when you swap it out for warm white LEDs. You lunatics out there that are leaving the cool white LEDs in your Iron Maiden, seek some professional help because that is atrocious. Princess Bride, announced by Multimorphic, looks great from a visual standpoint. The back box, I think on the standard edition, they all look great. The standard edition's nice and simple. It's like the Jaws, like, okay. Yeah, looks great. 3 editions: standard, limited, and collectors. The standard edition is, well, there's 2 prices because it's either just the module or it's the whole system plus the module, like you're buying just a pinball machine. If it's the whole kit and caboodle, it's $11,500 for the standard, $12,750 for the limited edition, and add another $1,000 so that it's $13,750 for the collector's edition, $13,750. I don't know historically for standard versus limited or difference in multimorphic machines, what you really get. Like in the Stern, you will get actual gameplay differences, which you really have to pay attention to. JJP, same. So multimorphic, from everything I'm seeing, any more money you're spending on a trim level, you're not getting gameplay or play field differences. Full stop. There's not new ramps. There's not new modes. There's not new anything. So it's all kind of art. So to name a few, they have an awesome matrix of the differences. You can go look online of what they are. And just starting at, the limited and collector's editions, what are the differences that the standard does not have, let's say? Limited edition artwork, okay. Fire Swamp Topper, okay. Cosmetic. Translite, yep. Cosmetic. Powder coated, cosmetic. Decorative cabinet, mounted swords, cosmetic. I'm going to collector's edition at this point. LCD framing, black ass. Custom LCD framing, black ass. Okay. Cosmetic, custom launch button, cosmetic, numbered plaque, cosmetic. Signed certificate of authenticity, cosmetic. Printed limited edition translite, cosmetic. Okay. If I was to buy this game, which I would like to buy every game, so that aside, $11,500 for the standard, or jump up to $13,750 for the collector's edition. Not even a second hesitation, I would get the standard edition. There's nothing. Cosmetic, I'm here to play a game. As long as it doesn't look like poop, I'm in. Doesn't look like poop, looks great, let's play it. I'll never be able to play. Will I be able to play this game? Place your bets. Email in at pinballpartypodcast.com. Will I ever actually play this game? I hope. That's the price for the full game. The limited edition is limited to 750 games, and the collector's to 500. In my head, what I wanted to say there is good luck selling those. I don't know the business, but doing the deep dives, again, on patreon.com/pinball, when we've talked about the number of games sold for Jurassic Park or Deadpool, and we have a way to kind of guesstimate and see what's out there. I don't think they're going to be, I could be wrong, selling all that limited stuff. We'll see. Standard edition, it doesn't have any limitation, but so if the price for the full game is 11.5, 12.7, it's 13.7 in ascending order. The actual module, the game kit only for the standard edition, is $3,750, and the game only of the limited is $5,000. That's a big jump. I guess it's literally the same jump. Okay. What? I guess why is the module more expensive if there's no gameplay different? The module, I guess it comes with the art, so the art is, I don't know. I think adding the speaker light stuff, or is the speaker lights and everything? Let me see. Well, like the artwork in the topper, I just don't care. So it's great. They're making different machines for different people in the market. Some people love toppers, and more power to you, and they love all this fancy stuff. Great. This is the game for you, the limited and the collectors. I want to play the game and strip down as much as possible because I just want to on certain things. So for this, standard, man, good job. I like the marketing. It's simple. It's straightforward. It's very clear to what you're getting. The video was very well done. And that's not even talking about the actual game. So let's take a look at it. Well, I'll take a look at it, and you can listen to me taking a look at it. Princess Buttercup! The ramps really look awesome. I love ramps that have art on them. Like Star Wars Pro. It's something I like a lot more about the Pro than the Premium, is that there is actual art on the ramps. The waterfall with the magnet ball going up it. Fantastic. And the right-hand side. Go take a look at this on YouTube if you want to see it. It'll show the standard, the limited, the collector's edition, and some awesome gameplay with a woman who is severely happy to be playing The Princess Bride, the pinball machine. The video on the screen never ceases to impress me. It just seems like the way pinball should be moving. I'm so surprised that not more people have done this, aside from little screens here or there. And here she steps up. Huge smile on her face.
Polish my horse's saddle.
Farm boy.
As you wish.
As you wish.
The cliffs of insanity!
The cliffs of insanity. Yeah, it's not a waterfall. Sorry, excuse me. It's when they're climbing up the ropes slowly and slowly. Yeah. He's gaining on us. God, this movie is ridiculous. And the way that the chapter pages open up on the screen, it's awesome. And when they're dueling, she's putting a hand behind her back to simulate the part in the movie where Farm Boy, dressed in Zorro gear, she's so happy, is fighting with one arm. So maybe one of the flippers disables itself for a while. 3 mini wizard modes, 1 final wizard mode. Got a couple ramps, spinner on the right. Man, just the production value of this commercial. It is really well done. Makes me feel good to watch it. Again, like 4 pieces of a pepperoni pizza. Not quite stuffed, but close. And that's how I feel about this game. I'm close to thinking that it's easily my favorite Multimorphic reveal. I mean, you could get the game and it falls apart, doesn't work, and everything is busted. But from the art, the amount of time and effort put into the screen that you can see, the storybook feel, the vibe, to use a term that's just what you get it. The vibe is great. Home run from an announcement standpoint. Pricing, I mean, I don't really have a good... I don't have much to compare this to, aside from previous Multimorphic. And even then, there's just not enough out there to really be as sure of what is worth what. And I'm not a bill of materials. Back in the day when... just fuck off. Oh, God, please. I think that's somewhat over, right? A game gets announced, they go on Pinside, and they just start, all right, here's the bomb crew. We're going to fucking complain about Jaws, how it doesn't have a swallowing, but all that stuff. Every game. I don't know. Whoever raised these kids, shame on you. What did you do? Did you not ever like look at a book or think or see like idiots walking about and say, I'll try to not raise that type of person? Well, you fucked up, and you did. Because now they're on Pinside complaining about bill of materials and what games should cost. I'm going to have an aneurysm thinking about these people. And I'd like to just get back to thinking about Princess Bride and how satisfied I feel thinking about that game. I want to play that game. Again, more than any Multimorphic to this day. Except for that dungeon roguelike. I forget, what is it called? Damn it. Someone always reminds me. Anyway, Multimorphic. Find it at a Toys R Us near you. I still haven't played Jaws. Yeah. I've been meaning to. I haven't played it. I think a lot of you out there have played it. I'm still just I'm not really I'm not really feeling it. I don't feel the strong drive to go find it. I'm not reading about from afar on my internet stoop, my throne of intelligence over here with my keyboard of, yes, I shall hack into the web, Google something and come away with knowledge, and I shall judge upon that from which I have read. I'm not feeling anything from it still. Not to say it's bad, but it could show up and be like, well, I am, now I'm sold. I am a Jaws lover. I'm not there yet. I haven't even played it. I don't know. Whatever. That's what I'm hearing as well, is kind of what I'm saying. I mean, yeah, if I got the game for free and it's in the house, and oh yeah, it's fucking great. I don't have to pay shit for it. It's fun as hell. I can't wait playing it. But I do have one on order. Yeah. I do have a Jaws on order. And do you know where I'm getting it from? Flippin' Out Pinball!
When I buy my pinball shit, I buy from Flippin' Out. From toppers, sharp blades, outs, I've got it figured out. Flippin' out, figured out. When I think of pinball, I think Flippin' Out. Flippin' out, figured out. When I buy from Flippin' Out.
Bye. I don't even have to re-record it. I'll just sing along. Flippin' Out Pinball. Flip. Sometimes the audio gate catches the F. That's what that's from. I do know how to use the F in the English language. Flippin' Out Pinball, where you can buy Stern, JJP, Spooky, American Pinball. American Pinball? Maybe not. Yeah. Multimorphic, though, I don't think a dealer. But hey, you should be. Man, I want to buy it. If I was to buy it, that's where I'd buy it. Otherwise, if you don't sell it, I'm not going to buy it. And that is a pinball party guarantee. It's not a guarantee. Flippin' Out Pinball, though. If you want good customer service, humans that aren't dog shit to work with, great prices, free shipping. And if you'd like to trade in games, I don't know many other dealers who are really doing this. Man, trade in your games to Zach at Flippin' Out Pinball. Get some money for your games without having to deal with a secondary market psychopaths such as myself, and get yourself a brand new game, or heck, some accessories. I have a Jurassic Park Amber Shooter Rod accessory unopened that is not for sale that I bought from Flippin' Out Pinball. When I buy from Flippin' Out. Toppers are Blades Premiums. I got to figure it out. Because I had a Jurassic Park and then I had to sell it because I got laid off. I mean, it's just sitting there. So the only pinball stuff I have right now are some armor, some Stern armor, teardrop that I was going to get powder coated. It's just sitting there. And Amber Shooter Rod for Jurassic Park that I do not own. Huh? What a fucking life. So I'm living the high life over here with an accessory I bought from Flippin' Out Pinball and no pinball machine. But do yourself a favor and shop at Flappin' Bird Pinball. Hopefully, Flappin' Bird Pinball will carry the finest rumored games from Stern. I would like to discuss those rumored games in no particular order. Metallica, John Wick, Pokemon, X-Men 97. All right, do I know if one of these is for sure legit? Maybe a couple. Huh? Shit. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. What not to say? Is one of these Nintendo related? Okay, sure. Did Stern reply to something on Instagram about using Wii background music in some of their marketing materials, which is Nintendo? With a thumbs up. Maybe. Yeah, they did. I don't know. Was there rumors that someone's working on a Nintendo game? Yeah, it's strong fucking rumors, all right? So, Nintendo game, yes, coming. Is it Pokemon? Is it Mario? I don't know. Pokemon. I wish... Man, I think it's going to sell like hotcakes. I wish I liked Pokemon. I don't dislike Pokemon. I missed the Pokemon boat by like a very slim sliver of years. I think only by like 6 months or some shit. Because I have a lot of friends that like Pokemon, but they're just like slightly younger. Smidge. And not much. They're still in the same like, hey, they get every reference about anything, minute or not. They're the ones buying Pokemon Gold, Blue, Poop, but Brown, Black. I don't know. All the Pokemon colors that make no sense to me on Game Boy, and they love it. And I've tried to get into it. I haven't put a ton of time to try to get into it, but Pokemon always was that almost bridge too far in a certain realm. I like nerdy shit. Don't get me wrong. I played Magic cards growing up, Star Wars customizable card game by Decipher growing up, video games. I'm in, I'm in the crowd. Pokemon was just something I didn't get into, but I heard about it a lot through cards as well when I was playing in card tournaments and, being a boss, getting laid and playing Magic the Gathering, as you do. But Pokemon kept showing its head or ball, right, in that as well. And Yu-Gi-Oh! All that, and I just was like, not adverse to it, but it just didn't get me. The colorful, I'm obsessed with Nintendo and these monsters and little balls. I just never got it. But I appreciate the level of depth there is to it from what I can tell and the enthusiasm that people talk about. The very Japanese focused lore, if that's the right word. It's like it's like a thing that's made up a combination of lore, culture, and video games. It grew from like a video game origin that, it almost trumps Mario and Zelda in just this thing that just because of video games, this thing exists. And that I really respect and appreciate. And should this game come out by a great designer, it will be colorful as hell. The rules seem like, there's some stuff that just writes itself. Collect Pokemon, right? Pokeballs, all that stuff. That might not even be the right term, Pokeball. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Pokeballs, too. Well, my wife loves them. It's like sushi, but unfurled. It's an open source sushi bowl. Pokeballs. Pokemon balls. I want it to succeed because it's just fucking cool that it is a thing. And I've lately been like Googling it a little more to try to get myself into it because I'm a huge video game fan. So having a game based in that realm excites me. So I Googled, Pokemon Gold. I don't know. I picked a color. And there was like, oh yeah, everyone loves it because of this. And I watched a little video here and there and thought of like, oh, let me download it for a couple emulators and try it out. And we'll see. I want to get excited for pinball. It's kind of weird to like get hyped on a video game to get hyped for a video game themed pinball machine. Hey, whatever works. So that's Pokemon. On this list, it's second to. I'll rank them in hyped or like excited for. Should they be legit? Pokemon would be third. So first would be best, second best, third, and then fourth. Fourth, I'll stay on that train. Would be John Wick. I don't know. Do I even like the movies? They're fine. Keanu Reeves is awesome. I like him the best in it. It's weird how much like Matrix stuff, Lawrence Fishburne being in it, and some of that like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But it's really just dudes shooting each other a lot. Which, hey, I'm down for awesome choreography and martial arts and all that. I'm a black belt in American martial arts karate. I don't know why I said American martial arts karate. So I have an affinity to martial arts. I took it very seriously for a decade. I taught it for a while. I have a strong affinity for martial arts. I guess I'll just keep saying that. But so John Wick, that part of it is cool. But I'm not a huge action movie fan for the sake of action movies. My mind needs to be stimulated a little more. So John Wick, I can definitely tell objectively that the popularity exists. Will it work in a pinball machine? I don't know. This one has a potential because the theme doesn't really matter to me much. It could be like a Black Knight Sword of Rage where it comes in and just like smokes everything. Like this game is fucking shit because I don't really have the theme isn't really weighing heavily on me. It's probably like, yeah, kill people. Kill a lot of people. Okay. If it's a re-themed Walking Dead with John Wick, buying it day one. I mean, kill people instead of zombies for, counting the number of zombies or people you want to, I'm trying to relay that if you know the code of Walking Dead, this kind of plugs right in. And yeah, god damn, the more I'm thinking about it. And then the hotel for the prison. Yeah, and there was a rumor that game was going to be redone. Okay. All right, maybe John Wick and Pokemon are tied for number 3. If it's like, hey, if that's the if they're retheming, fuck me. If they're retheming Walking Dead with John Wick, it's 1 or 2. Let's assume it's not that. It'd be number 4 based on theme. And like, I really don't have much more on John Wick. I tried to watch even John Wick 4 the other day. I've watched the first 3 over time, and I'm just like, I get even more martial arts in that, which is cool. But I don't know. I haven't finished it because like, So that leaves Metallica and X-Men 97. If Metallica was just a remake of the original on Spike 3, it would be number 1. The same layout, same everything, but just maybe you don't have to tweak much code. Maybe just add a little more to it. And I'm not even sure adding is the right word. Tweak it a little bit, but not the main collectathon because I actually like that. Yes, it's chopping wood, but not every game should be everything to everyone. It should be what it is. Add stereo. Obviously, if it's Spike 3, there's going to be stereo music, which the original did not have. Add clips of concert footage. Sure. Again, the back box screen. Don't care. I'm never looking at it. I look at it once or twice. Don't care. Give me the information I need. Otherwise, I don't care. It could be a black screen with just white text. Great. If you give me all the information, don't care about movie clips, don't care about animation. It's cool. Don't get me wrong, but going back to Pokemon or if they do Nintendo stuff, why don't you just put a D-pad on the pinball machine so when you have a video mode, it's fucking Mario 1 or Pokemon. Just put the video game in the pinball machine. Thank you, and you're welcome, or all that. So if Metallica is that, which it's rumored to not be, if it is just a remake that is spiced up, it's probably my most excited list on this list of 4. I've heard consistently that it is not a 1-to-1 remake, but Spike 3. I have heard Spike 3, yes. Have I heard Summer this year? Sure. Maybe. But redone or remade or like kind of just a new Metallica. What is it? Metallica Reload, right? Maybe. Doesn't excite me as much. I like Metallica. They're great. I like Metallica a lot, especially at the gym. I've talked about that before. But some of the things that make Metallica such a great game, for me, the theme was not it. It was the game, the art and the game. The game was awesome. It can get old chopping wood, collect 50 of these things. Sure. I get all the negatives. But the positives far outweigh the negatives. So if we're taking one of the most popular pinball machines and assuming it was just theme or just this, and maybe that's not the case, I think it's somewhat of a mistake of one of the best-selling and most popular games. It's someone who has bought and sold, not a lot, but done a lot of, put in my time on Pinside to try to buy Metallica Pros or whatever. It is a hot game, and people like it for a reason. To change all of the things that people like, okay, maybe there's just going to be more sales of a different game. But personally, I really wish it was a Metallica Pro from back then. Same playfield art. If you got to up-res it or whatever, if there's better printing, okay, sure, whatever. Just make it stereo and throw in some new music and count me in, and it's my number one. But I believe it is going to be different. So it is thus my number two on the list of most excited of these four rumored games. Number two being Metallica, number three being Pokemon, number four being John Wick. Again, change these things around and that list changes. So number one would be X-Men 97. X-Men 97 was a cartoon that a lot of us liked. I liked it quite a bit. It was not up there with like Turtles and He-Man for me, which were my main two, and a lot of us main two. Speaking of TMNT, we're going to be talking about TMNT on Deep Dive, Pinball Party /Patreon, if you want to check that out. Go sign up. X-Men 97, though. I mean, come on. It was great. It was, every time it was on, I watched it. It's how I learned about the X-Men, aside from just seeing pictures of it. It's crazy how much they focus on Gambit, though, on that show. Or comparatively to what going forward, Gambit was just got the shaft, the ass shaft. A lot of Rogue and Gambit on there. X-Men, great. It lends itself severely well to a pinball machine. 97, I should say. The previous X-Men game was great. I like the Pro and the, what's it called? Yeah, Ellie, the Wolverine and the Magneto. Great game. The left, it's like a reverse Tron or a reverse Walking Dead in a way. If you've played it, you know what it is. If not, check it out. It's a good game. It's a really good game. It holds up pretty well. It has cool villain modes, cool hero modes. The scoop, falling into the scoop a little easy. I'm not a huge fan of that. And Wolverine, the sculpt, a lot of people, I can't believe it. Who cares? It's fun. It's a fun game. X-Men 97, I hope is not just a re-themed of that, because there's a couple things in that game, specifically what I just mentioned. The ball auto falling into that scoop a lot, actually that's the only really bad thing. It feels a little floaty, or at least the one I play locally. I hope it's just not a art package on the old game. And if it is, yeah, again, I should have two lists. Here's the list, assuming everything is just that X-Men 97 is a brand new game. Then it's my number one. I'm excited for the art. I think the cartoon... I take back what I said earlier about the screen. Certain things, I think the screen... It'd be cool to play a little clips of the show on that screen. Yeah, no, I can't walk back my full statement. That's why I was kind of slow there in my head. Most games, I really don't care about the back of the screen. Cartoons, and video games, leave that screen. It'd be cool to see some clips in between modes. Skippable, please. All of them. Please, everything be skippable. Every animation, make them all skippable, because they do get old. But I just have a feeling that the playfield and the backglass and everything about it will just have phenomenal art, because it's phenomenal art as it is, and it's X-Men, so it's cool. So in order of games like that, they're as expected. X-Men 97 being a new game, it would be my number one most anticipated. Metallica being a whole new game, it'd be number 2. Pokemon, it would be 3. John Wick just being some new game, it would be 4. Now, if it was Metallica is a remake of the original perfectly, except for just updated visuals and audio, it's my number 1. If it's X-Men, if it's John Wick that is a rethemed Walking Dead, that's my number 2. Almost number 1. Shit. Pokemon would be number 3. X-Men being a rethemed original would be the last, because I'm like the Vault edition of Spider-Man kind of thing. Doesn't really do it for me. But, that's it for this week, or at least this week on your normal show. If you would like more Pinball Party content, please check out the Pinball Party Patreon for deep dives. This week, I believe, is Turtles coming up Friday. Thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. Here's a song I wrote called Another Day. I'll see you guys another day.
We raised the alarm, but wasn't loud enough. Took it to the streets and burned the fucker down. Doesn't even matter, time will surely tell who of us is worthy, who will burn in hell. They all say it'll never be the same. Either way, give me love or give me shame, I don't care. It's just another day. It's just another day. Your thunder stole all your joy. Looked at each other, continued to destroy. We asked for forgiveness, looked you in the eye, ripped apart your insides, live and then let die. They all say it was never quite enough. Go our way, make it easy, make it tough, I don't care. It's just another day. It's just another day.